It's Ash from Super Videos back for another video for Season 8 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how will Carl's death impact Rick. So we've actually discussed at length about Carl's death in general, about the future of the show, with his departure from the story, and also about all of the controversial components of Chandler Riggs exiting the show and basically Carl's death in the show. Now, in this specific video, we're just going to concentrate on Rick and take a look at how Carl's death will impact Rick. So obviously, Carl is very close to Rick. Not only is he Rick's son, but he is the only kind of family that he really has at this point. And with the reveal that Rick knows that Judith is actually Shane's in Season 7, this becomes more and more of a big deal. And at this point, I would say that Carl is the closest kind of person to Rick at the moment. And his death will definitely have a big impact on Rick. Now, obviously, Rick still has Judith, has Michonne, has the community to take care of. But at the same time, I feel like Carl was Rick's motivation up to this point. Everything Rick has done up to this point to survive, all of the brutal, shocking stuff that Rick has done up to this point has been because of Carl. It has had Carl at one end of it. For example, just recently with the finale of Season 7, when Negan was just about to hit Carl and kill him. Then going further back with the premiere of Season 7 with Negan threatening Rick and basically forcing him to cut Carl's arm off. And then going back a bit more, we have Carl being shot in the eye and the whole thing that played out during No Way Out. And at that point, we saw a different side of Rick. And we basically found out how much Rick really cares about Carl. And then going further back from there, with the part in the story with Rick biting Joe's neck off to save Carl and Michonne. So we see that all of the big brutal moments from Rick have had Carl at one end. So I feel like now with Carl's death, Rick doesn't have that motivation anymore. And this motivation being gone will definitely push Rick towards a new direction. Now there's two ways in which they could go with this. They can have Rick be very brutal, kill everyone on sight, and just not care anymore. And this would be an outcome of what he has endured with Carl's death. And it would be perfectly in character for him to do that. However, if they go this route, then the ending of All Out War from the comics will definitely need to be changed. And it can't be brought to the show the same way. Because it would be unrealistic for Rick to do what he does in the comics if he's going to go towards that brutal way of doing things. Now, the other way they could go about doing this is to have Rick get a bit softer, and in order to honor Carl and follow his legacy, not kill all of the saviors and give some of them a chance. And we saw a lot of that connection in the mid-season finale as well, with Carl talking to Rick about this. So that would be the other direction that they could go, which does kind of help in telling the ending of All Out War the same way as it happened in the comics. However, I still think if they go this route, it would be a little bit unrealistic. Rick wants to honor Carl, but at the same time, he's said over and over again what he wants to do to Negan when he gets the chance. So I don't think that aspect would really change. I think that Rick will still want to kill Negan when he gets the chance, no matter where he stands on the other parts of things in terms of the other saviors. I think for Rick, Negan and the other saviors are kind of separate. So I still believe that it would be unrealistic for Rick to do what he does in the comics, even if he goes soft. So in both cases, I feel like it's not necessarily going to work out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they do it. And if they do it, I am very interested to see whether it's going to work or not, because I believe that whatever they do, some parts of Rick's actions will be unrealistic and out of character. But I want to know everybody's opinions about this. How do you think Carl's death will impact Rick? Do you think that this will make it easier to tell the ending of All Out War? Which is what Scott Gimple, the showrunner, has been basically coming up with as a way to defend his decision to kill Carl. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.